Hey friends, it's Brittany Valadez here for BravelyDaily.com. Thank you so much for joining me today, where I am chatting with Jordan Walker Ross. Yes, you guys know Jordan Walker Ross as Little James on The Chosen. Okay, let's get started.
My character on The Chosen is little James, one of the first apostles, and it's interesting because there's not much known about little James biblically, other than the fact that he was one of the 12. But when I was cast, Dallas Jenkins, the director, noticed that I had a limp, and my disability is cerebral palsy and scoliosis. And he and our amazing writers decided to make that part of my character, which has opened so many different avenues that we can explore, and difficult subjects we can dive into, and questions that we all have. So it's been an incredible experience for me. That's been the most incredible gift that I could ever ask for. As an actor, at least my goal has always been to do something or be part of something that can have a positive impact on people long after I'm gone. And I already felt like I was a part of a project that was doing that, but now with that scene in particular, it's like something I can kind of hang my hat on, and I feel so honored to have been a part of it. But yeah, I've had people with cerebral palsy and scoliosis reach out, but it goes from that to like people with terminal cancer that have written me messages about it. People who have lost children, people like teenagers that are insecure about their acne, any number of insecurities or struggles, like you name it. I've had someone at some point reach out to express their gratitude for that scene. And it's in the same way that scene has helped them feel less alone. It's helped me feel less alone by reading all of these wonderful messages. So yeah, it's just been the most amazing experience.
It's been helping and helping. Now, okay, I do have to ask some fan questions. Well, I'll just read. You know what? I'll read them in order.
Cool.
What What encouraged you and Dallas to pursue the storyline of Little James in season three?
Well, Dallas had asked me after we wrapped on season one if I would be willing to make my own disability part of my character. And I said yes, even though I was terrified because I knew it would force me to be more vulnerable than I ever had been as an actor. Normally, every other role I had played, I was so focused on not limping and on not, it not being too noticeable, which probably took away from my performances, to be honest. So it was scary, but I'm so grateful that we did it because it's freed me from that. Now I don't have to worry about whether or not I'm limping. In fact, it's a good thing when I'm limping now. And it's made me become more accepting of who I am. So that's kind of how it came to be, and it's been the biggest blessing for me as an actor.
Okay, this one's a tough one. Mm. You and Thad are basically Bert and Ernie. So which is which?
Oh, wow. I'd say that Thad is probably Bert because he's not afraid to. I mean, little James and Thad can get a little spicy at times, but Thaddeus is a little more assertive. Like he's not afraid to step in and tell people like, "Hey guys, pull it together, cut it out." Like he can be a little more stern like Bert. And then little James, I think, is, for the most part, other than some of the scenes in episode or in season three, um, little James is more kind of happy-go-lucky like Ernie. So but I think they both have a little bit of both of those characters.
Great answer. Okay, if you could act as another apostle for one filming day, who would you pick and why?
I said, like, Matthew for one has been a huge like one of my favorites just from day one. But I honestly have always thought that Judas would be a fascinating character to play, because he's kind of the villain of the story, but I love that they are portraying him with compassion because I don't think anyone is really all bad or all good. We all have a little bit of both. We're all capable of good and bad. And we've seen a lot of the good that Judas is capable of. So I love that they're exploring that aspect of him. So I would love to, get a shot at playing Judas.
All right, so who would win a fight, Big or Little James?
Um, okay, so let's see. Little James has a staff, so that gives him a bit of an advantage. I'd say because if it was without weapons, I think Little James is in trouble. But from my own experience, I wrestled all of my high school friends like just like guys do. And I was way smaller than all of them, but if I could get on their back and get them in a chokehold, I won every time. Like I had a really strong grip. So if little James can get behind big James and get on his back, I feel good. But I got to have that staff with me to kind of create some distance between us at first.
It seems each character is starting to come into their own. How do you see that for James?
I mean, I think little James this season has found his purpose. He knows what his path is. He knows his place within this ministry and within this group, and that was something he was really struggling with. But even though he may know his purpose and feel like he has a place now, it doesn't fully just get rid of all of his insecurities and struggles physically. In fact, they're out wandering the desert for months at a time. That would take its toll on someone with a physical disability. So I'm excited to continue exploring um, how little James, his story continues to unfold, both in terms of, spiritually as well as physically.
Now, this is a question for you personally. What are your favorite family activities when you're not busy filming?
I love with my daughter, my oldest, she loves writing books. So I love writing books with her. She'll ask me to write the words down and then she'll draw the pictures or vice versa. Um, and yeah, going to the park, being in nature. My 2-year-old son like loves playing with footballs. So he's actually got really good hands for his age. So we'll toss the ball around. And watching movies, having movie nights, popcorn and candy and all that. Yeah, just spending time with them.
Popcorn is not good with no, I love popcorn, but it's even
Right.
better when you add M&Ms in the popcorn or even it's just
Yeah.
amazing. Okay. And so what advice would you give to others who have disabilities and want to get into acting?
I would say so. One of the that's been a subject I've been really passionate about. A lot of people with disabilities don't really get the opportunities to even audition and to get in the room, and they therefore they don't have as much experience as able-bodied actors because they're just not given those chances. So I'd say get out there, make your own stuff with friends, get into acting classes, audition for student films that don't pay, do whatever you can just like to get the experience, and to build up some sort of resume, some sort of footage that you can show agents, and then that's how you can get your foot in the door for, the bigger projects that we aspire to be a part of. But yeah, don't let anyone tell you that you can't just because you're different. It doesn't mean that you're broken or any less capable as anyone else. And they always tell actors, find the thing that sets you apart and that will make you stick out in their mind. Us with disabilities, we have that thing built in already. My limp is what sets me apart. So I'm going to use it to the best of my advantage. And all of you can and should use your limps to your advantage as well.
What is your favorite episode from season 3?
I mean, so far, just from a personal standpoint, episode 2 of season 3 was the most impactful because of little James's scene with Jesus. But my favorite overall episode, I loved, let's see. I think yeah, the episode 6 was one of the most powerful uh action-packed episodes yet. I loved it. But episode 8 in particular coming up, I haven't seen it yet, but just from my experience shooting it and the little glimpses that I have seen, it's going to be by far our biggest, most cinematic, um, most epic episode that we've ever done, not just in terms of the scale and like the size of it, but also the emotional stakes, the character development, everything is just dialed to 11 in episode 8, and you have to see it in theaters. It demands to be seen in theaters. People's minds are going to be blown.
Okay, so last question. What's your most favorite scene in The Chosen and why?
Let's see. I already mentioned the little James and Jesus scene. I'll say my favorite scene other than that is probably the scene between Mary Magdalene and Jesus when she in season 2, after she runs away and the apostles bring her back from like the little, pub or inn that she's at, and it's her coming to Jesus like reluctantly, embarrassed, full of shame, and him saying, "Did you not think that you would that you would never fall again? Did you think that you would never fall?" It's not the last time either. It's, we all continue to mess up. We all continue to fail or fall short. But we always have that chance to come back. So I loved that message. I loved the compassion shown in that scene. And also the idea that a lot of faith-based projects don't touch on, which is, just because you find your faith, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden it's smooth sailing, that life is perfect, and that's okay. You're gonna mess up, but that doesn't mean that you're, you know, undeserving of love, or that you don't have a chance to get back on track. So I love that scene and its message. It's helped me grow as an actor, as a person. It's brought me my closest friends. Like, we really are a family on that show. And yeah, I'm so blessed to be a part of it.
All right, friends, thank you for hanging out with me as I chatted with Jordan Walker Ross of The Chosen. Until next time, I'm Brittany Valadez for BraveTheDaily.com. God bless, and see you in the next one.